If you're wondering what a social media manager actually do, what it means to be a social media manager, the jobs of a social media manager, or what exactly social media management means, then you are at the right place, as I'll be taking you through the nitty-gritty of social media management. And if you stay with me till the end of this video, I'll be sharing with you the exact hack for you to kickstart your social media management journey as a side or full hustle. Hey there, I'm Immaculate Enyeribe, an educator, a digital marketing consultant, and a freelancer. I'm the founder and team lead Immauche Consults, a consulting digital marketing agency focused on bringing you digital marketing solutions, be you an individual, a brand, or a business, through social media. Here I film videos about social media management, content creation and marketing, online business ideas, and several ways you can earn using your smartphone or laptop, your data as a full or side hustle, and from the comfort of your home. If these are things that interest you, do well to smash that subscribe button. Please like this video, drop your comments as well. Let me know what you think about this video, or if there are other things you want me to talk about in subsequent videos, do well to drop them in the comment section and I will make sure to talk about them. I also have a social media management course where you get everything you need to get started as a social media manager. You can find that in the link I have dropped in the description down below. So let's get right into the video. What is social media management? Social media management entails managing the online presence of an individual, a brand, or business through social media. It entails developing a strategy and analysis that is tailored towards creating, distributing, monitoring social media content to reach a specific goal of the particular individual, brand, or business social media profile that you are managing. So your job as a social media manager is not just about knowing how to post. It's not just that. There are so many strategies that is involved in social media management, and that is what we'll be talking about as we go further into the video. So who is a social media manager? Social media manager is a person who manages the online presence of an individual, brand, or business through social media. So the social media manager is responsible for keeping the social media pages alive and up to date. Yes, as a social media manager, your primary job is to make sure that the social media pages you manage is responsive and updated. This is your primary job. So it's when we get into social media marketing that a lot of other things that involve sales begin to come in. So this is where I let you know that there is actually a difference between social media management and social media marketing. So if you'll be interested in seeing the video about the difference between social media management and social media marketing, let me know in the comment section below and I will do a separate video on that. So how do you make sure that the social media pages of your clients are responsive and up to date? You're going to do this by simply performing duties that is required of you as a social media manager. So what is your duty as a social media manager? Number one, as a social media manager, you're responsible for creating the social media strategy for the individual, the brand, or the business that you are managing. So when we talk about strategy here, what do we mean? So when we talk about social media strategy, we're talking about one, you determining the platform where you're going to be, or the platform that is most appropriate for the individual or the business that you are managing. Now, Of course, you know all of the social media platforms that we have: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, yes, TikTok, Pinterest, and the rest. And you know that you must not be in all of these social media platforms. Your clients must not be in all of these social media platforms. So you need to determine what are the platform, or what social media platform is most suitable for the business, for instance, that you want to handle, or for the individual you are working with. So let's say you're working with a beauty brand or a fashion brand. You agree with me that fashion brands, beauty brands work best with Instagram. So you really don't have to be on LinkedIn or on Twitter if you do not have the budget, or rather if your clients do not have the budget to be in all of these platforms. You can just pick the platform that works best, which is actually Instagram, and probably link it up to Facebook and just work with these two alone. Or you as a social media manager can decide to say, okay, let me just concentrate on beauty brands or on fashion brands. So this is where I also tell you that as a social media manager, you must have a niche. You must decide that this is the niche that I want to concentrate on. So let's say you're concentrating on beauty brands or on fashion brands, for instance, on managing social media platforms for beauty brands and for fashion brands. It means that you have to know how Instagram works best, because this is actually the platform that works best for Instagram. So you have to understand how Instagram works, and like I said, link it up to Facebook, because of course it is the same company, Meta, that owns these two platforms. So link it up and then manage for these two platforms alone. So again, you must be able to determine which platform works best for the individual or the business you're working for. After determining the platform that you want to concentrate on, the next thing you have to look at is the audience. So who are your audience? So let's say you're working with a beauty brand or a hair care brand. Of course, you agree with me that your audience would be female, you know, female who are not on low cut like I am. And also, if let's say, okay, you are working on baby stuff, you would be looking at pregnant women or nursing mothers or newlyweds. So these are basically your audience. So you need to do a whole lot of audience research, create an audience avatar, also known as an audience persona, determine the environment or place where your audience usually hang out, who they are, what they do, what they are interested in, who they are interested in, the environment where they live, where they work, and all of that. So these are all of the things that you have to determine, so that to enable you know exactly how to target your audience when it is time for you to do audience targeting. The next thing you should look at when it comes to strategy is content. What kind of content will you create? Now, there are different kinds of content. There is the original content, the repurposed content, and the curated content. So as we go further into the video, I'm going to explain to you what these three types of content means. But you should know that you should determine the kind of content you will create, the time you have to put up this content. So what strategy? You need to be consistent. Are you going to market your content once a week, once a day, thrice a day? You have to create a content marketing strategy and stick to it. Same way, you have to have a content creation strategy and stick to it. So that is that. Content, very important. Then the next thing you have to look at, again, when we talk about strategy, is drawing up your KPIs. So this is also one of the reasons why people burn out, why social media managers burn out, because you don't have a KPI that is actually directing you on what to do. So before you even start off with that client, before you pick that client, you need to decide with your client, what do you both intend to achieve within a specific period of time. So your KPIs should be drawn up from your SMART goals. So I'm going to do another video that is going to actually explain what SMART goals entails in social media management. So do well to turn up notification again so that you can keep up with that video to help you. You know, this is actually a series. There is no how we can finish talking about social media management in this particular video. If not, we're probably going to talk throughout today. The next thing you should do in terms of strategy as a social media manager is having your pages optimized, set up and audited. Very important. So if you do not know how to optimize a page, to audit a page and to set up a page, you are not yet a social media manager. So you need to know how to do all of this. So, and for you that would require a social media manager, you need to make sure that anybody you are going to be hiring understands all of this. And then the last thing we're going to look at is analysis. So you need to understand the algorithm and the analytical aspects of social media management. So for those of you who would say I'm not so good at math and all of that, this is where it is very important for you to understand what social media analysis is. There are platforms that could help you do all of these analytical studies. You have Later, you have Hootsuite that also doubles as your scheduling tool. So as we go further into the video, you're going to understand all of this. So the second thing, apart from understanding social media strategy, is content strategy. Very, very important. So you need to determine the content style, the type, map out a content calendar. So this is where you need a content calendar. I have a video where I talked about how to create a content calendar. I'm going to link it up above. I'm also going to put it down in the description for you to see. Okay, it's actually an old video, but I'm going to still do an updated version of it. So do well to turn on notifications so that you know when that video drops, because this is very important. When you're creating your content strategy, you must map everything out. Your content style, how do you want your style to be? Your language, you must determine the kind of language, how you want to the diction or the language you want to use to, you know, connect to your audience. Very important. So you need to also map out and determine the type of content you want to create. Are you sticking to video content alone? Are you going to stick to carousel and video reels? Say you're working with Instagram. Are you going to have lives once in a while? You're going to look at your explore. So you have to determine what type of content you want to create. I have a few posts on the best type of content that works for social media managers. My Instagram platform will be linked to the description, so you can just hit on the link to my Instagram on the description below, or just check out our business Instagram platform through the link in the description below, and then check out some of these types of content, and I'm sure they will be useful to you. The next thing you should look at is planning your content. We already talked about that, so you must plan. This is where you need a content calendar. Then determine what kind of content you want to create. Will it be an original content, that is content that you are creating yourself? You're going to shoot the video or shoot the photo that you're going to use for that content, create the graphics yourself, put down whatever it is in writing yourself. That is what is called the original content. Then the repurposed content is when you pick up, maybe you have a website, you pick up one of your blog posts from the blog and recreate them to become an Instagram post or even a YouTube content like this. You repurpose what you already have for a different platform. That is a repurposed content, while the curated content is other content you can, you know, borrow from other platforms or from your audience. So let's say you have a feedback from your audience from one of the things you have done, so you can just pick that feedback and use it to curate content. So that is that for curated content. So you determine what type of content you want to upload, when and how. And then publishing and scheduling, very important. I already shared with you scheduling tools that you might need. You can use Later, you can use Hootsuite. For those just starting out, there is Creator Studio and there is Canva if you create content on Canva. So I'm going to do another video hopefully on that. There are some I already did on scheduling. I will link them up in the description below, so you can just check them out and, you know, see how that can work for you. So the next thing you should do as a social media manager is to determine your engagement strategy. How do you want to engage? At what time will you come out to reply to all of the comments that would be on your posts or your social media platforms? You must engage. So you do not just leave comments that is being dropped for you on social media. So this is where I say you can also outsource if the job is too much for you. Outsource one person that will just concentrate on replying to comments, because it is very important that you determine your comment strategy, your replies. How do you reply to comments? Very important. At what time, at what moment, what style are you going to use to reply your comments? Your reaction, what sort of reaction will you drop? For instance, you're on Facebook. I have people who have said that the only reaction strategy they use is a love reaction, or when somebody say this, they use love. When somebody say this, they use like, or that, they use the laughter reaction. So you need to determine what sort of emojis will you use for your engagements. Whose content are you going to engage with among your peers, your people in your niche doing the same things you do? You must engage with them for you, so that you can also draw engagement to your site. So you must determine what engagement strategy that you're going to use. And then DM management or DM strategies. This is another thing that is very important. You understand your voice, your strategy. How do you reply to inquiries that come into your inbox? Very important. So you don't discard or disregard DM inquiries. So you need to determine at what time in the day do you go to check out all of your inquiries, to reply to all of them or respond to all of them. How do you respond to all of them? Very important. This is another job that you must take seriously as a social media manager. So all of these are the jobs of a social media manager. So it is when you are able to do all of these, you've mastered all of these, then you can either go into social media marketing, or I always tell you, you outsource the social media marketing aspect of your social media strategy. Now that you've known what social media management is, who a social media manager is, and what exactly social media managers do, I'm going to take you through the exact easy hacks for you to kickstart your social media management journey as a full or side hustle that's going to earn you multiple clients that would pay you nothing less than $100 per client. So as an aspiring social media manager, a beginner social media manager, or someone already into social media management and just want to grow your client base, there are few reasons why you are not making headway, you're not getting the desired results in this hustle, and I'm going to be sharing just 3 with you. One is that you do not understand the craft and you are not good as a social media manager. Like, you don't know the practical things to do as a social media manager. You have never sat down to do all of these practical things that entails you to become an expert in this job. You are not positioning yourself in the right place for paying clients to get through to you, and then you are not confident enough, and you are not pitching your craft properly to the right people that would need you for this job. These are particularly the 3 reasons why you're still finding it difficult to get clients or become successful as a social media manager. And this is why I have prepared this very simple walkthrough video that will take you through the exact things that you need to do to get you your first few clients as a social media manager. You are going to learn the exact practical steps to become a social media manager. Like, you're going to do these things. I'm going to give you worksheets. You're going to do them, submit to me. This is also going to automatically gain you portfolios that you need to show clients that these are the practical things I have done as a social media manager to convince them and make them want to hire you. I'm going to also show you exact thing you need to do and the exact platforms you need to go to get your first few clients. All of these you're going to get in this video course that I'm going to link in the description down below. Do well to check out other videos that I have done. I'll link them up in the description. You can also check them right here or this way. click on any of these videos. Thank you for staying with me through this video. Like, comment, and I'll see you in the next one.